Welcome back to GMC Live Reviews. I'm Karel Verhoef and we're chatting to Melissa Foley from All About Africa. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
Melissa, being based in East Africa and having a operation or a safari company or a lodge in East Africa, one of the biggest challenges would be to connect with the markets out there that's far away from you. And how do you bridge the gap and what do you do as All About Africa?
Sure. Well, we offer a wider range of services to our clients, and we really try to customize everything to the specific needs of where people are currently at their stage of business and what their goals are. Interestingly enough, in the last 5 years living in East Africa, I found that the culture there's a little bit different. Like, a lot of people don't even have time to stop and think about those questions. So that's often a good starting point for us to kind of coach local businesses to figure out who they want to be, what their brand identity is, and who they're actually targeting for their clientele and demographics. So we kind of help them get there.
So, what services do you offer? I mean, do you help people with public relations, marketing, sales, or
Yep.
tell us a bit more?
So, fortunately, in my past life in corporate America, was a VP of marketing and sales. So that's still my passion and my heart. So I found a way to incorporate that into travel and tourism. But everything that I do kind of has a theme around social and environmental responsibility. So it's really finding a way to differentiate the local businesses, the operators, the lodges and the camps that are really doing best practices to give back and support their community and find way to address a lot of these environmental challenges that we're seeing, particularly in East Africa, and then being able to incorporate that into their marketing messages so that it's a way for them to differentiate themselves from the rest and from the competition.
Okay, so as a local business in East Africa, I can approach All About Africa and you will look at my business, represent me somewhere at travel shows and give me a solution to...
Yeah, of course. Again, it's all very customized depending on the need of the client. So I like to say poly, as we do in East Africa. So the first thing is to kind of evaluate what's already established, what's working and what's not working, and then coming up with a strategic plan. So I always like to start with the bare minimums of website, itineraries, social media, just to make sure that that is really a best representation of who you are and what your brand is. So if it needs a little support with, just making the story a little more enticing and exciting, I think that's a good place to start initially. And then we kind of evolve from there for additional services. We do international trade show representation, but obviously we want to make sure those other things are sorted appropriately. And again, just strategically planning accordingly. We're happy to do mystery shopping, which is a great concept that's been really well received with the camps and the lodges, because of course when we send our agents out to the camps and the properties, everyone's on their best behavior, but if they don't know who's looking, then it's a nice way to really give owners and directors a true sense of what's happening on site at the properties when they're not around, and getting detailed reports and suggestions of areas of improvement. Trade show representation, as I said, and just a lot of other operational consulting and insight.
Okay. And part of what you do, does it include kind of social media management and sales training and product development?
Yes, absolutely. I think people really underestimate the importance of an online presence and online reputation management. We just can't avoid things like TripAdvisor and Instagram and Twitter, and there's amazing studies and data that's come out in the last year about Pinterest that is really untapped for a social media tool to get some exposure. So we kind of help you navigate that so that you're finding other ways to get exposure on a really cost-effective strategy.
So you really add value to local businesses in and around East Africa and lifting their business method.
Exactly. And again, we like to work with like-minded people that are really committed to best practices, to supporting the community, and to lifting and spreading that awareness about the importance of sustainable travel, and just giving their clients and their agents and their business partners peace of mind knowing that when they pick a holiday with this operator or this lodge, that they're doing more harm than good when they come to visit.
Perfect. Karel Verhoef, GMC Live Reviews. I'm with Melissa Foley from All About Africa. If your business needs to go to the next level, get in touch. I'll chat to you soon.
Cheers. Thank you.